Good morning to one and all. Today, me, Stanley Lim, and Haziq Mahathir will be discussing the outlining method and what is the importance of the outlining method and the method of using the outlining method. First of all, we'll start off with the background of the outlining method. The outlining method consists of the learner taking notes in an indented form or bullet form. This means that the learner will be putting the initial point on the leftmost side of the page, signifying it as the main or most important point of the topic or the topic itself, following which on the line below, the learner will be indenting the point and making sub-points as and when the points become less and less more important. The following slide will make it much more easier to understand. As you can see, this is an example of the outlining method. The learner puts the most important point on the left-hand side of the page, following which the learner keeps on indenting the points and decreasing the amounts of importance. So he starts off with preparing a place to study, then he goes to find a place to study, which is less important compared to preparing a place to study, and then he goes on and on, following which he comes back to the left to make it a much more important point than the previous points. As you noticed in the previous example, the outlining method makes the learner much more organized in terms of points, as he or she will be able to understand which points come under what and what topics correlate with other core topics or subtopics. Now I will be handing it over to Stanley Lim to explain the method behind the outlining method. Thank you.
Hi guys, and thanks Ayan for explaining the background of our topic. And now I'm going to show you the first method of our outlining method. First part of our outlining method. Well, taking the example shown in the previous slide, we know that the learners, they can put their main points on the farthest left of their books when they want to record their notes. And then after they put their main topics on the farthest left, they can write their sub-points under the main topics. And this is the second part of the outlining method. Well, there is no compulsion of using numbers or Roman numerators or even the need to signify what is the most important or not important of the lecturers, as the indentations will signify it. Well, this is one of the example. So in this example, we can see that they will write a 1 and then they will put the main topics on it, and they will put A under the main topics and write their subtopics, and then the points, and then after they write the subtopics, they will write points under the points of the topics. Okay. And here is one of the examples of using the Roman numerators or numbers. Okay, now I'm going to pass my presentation to Haziq.
So hello everyone, I am Haziq, a part of group Stanley and Aryan. So right here I will be talking about the advantages of the outlining method. So there are 3 advantages that we have figured out. So the first advantage is the outlining method include that it is well organized. And furthermore, it records the relationship between the content of the points and reduces editing, and it is easy to review as all points are organized already. So the next thing is I will be talking about the disadvantages. So this method cannot be used when the lecture is quick and fast, as this method takes more focus than usual, and you must be able to cope up with the explanation and being able to write down the points in an organized manner. Also, the relationships may not end up being in a sequence as we expect it to be, but maybe one topic that correlates with another might be on separate pages. So last but not least, the question is, when can we use it? So the proper way to use it is when the outlining method is good for those who are both auditory and kinesthetic learners. There are those who can listen yet are able to write down whatever the lecturer is saying or talking. Or it can even be if the learner has enough time to organize themselves and their notes during the lecture itself and are capable of taking decisions during the lecture itself. So that's my part, and thank you. the